All right. Hey, music lovers, welcome to Musical Miles Podcast. I'm your host, Byron Duffin. We are coming to you from Slow Burn Records in Whitefish, Montana. And we are here with our new friend, Tim Torgerson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking time to sit down with us. So, Tim, as a local guy, you live right here in Whitefish?
Yeah, I was born here, so I'm a Whitefish native, which is a strange creature.
Yeah, there's probably not a ton of them left, right?
Yeah, true.
that's Michanda grew up in Arizona, and that's what happened down there. You know, everybody, there's not a lot of native Arizonans there.
Yeah.
Everybody's moved in from somewhere.
Whitefish has been discovered for
Yeah.
sure.
What a beautiful place. This is our second year here to the Whitefish Songwriter Festival, and it's been such a cool deal. And we came last year, did a couple interviews here in the store, but this year they asked us to host the Coffee and Conversation, and it's been a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get to. I was booked and busy for the rest of the week, but I got to be here today, and I really enjoyed it. So,
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. We had some great interviews. And we've had a few extras. So with the Coffee and Conversation, they set us up with 3 artists that are here on the Songwriter Festival, and then we interviewed some extras each afternoon after the Coffee and Conversation from 11 to 12:30, and then we've added some extras. So I think you're number 6 today, and so I think you're number 189 interviews we've done in the last 14 months. So
nice.
We've stacked them up, and but Tim also works here at Slow Burn Records.
Yeah.
In addition to being a teacher and run the music program here, or a music program here.
So there's a music school here called North Valley Music School.
Okay.
And we recently moved from the old building that it was a house.
Okay.
Just a couple blocks away to down by the soccer fields and the hospital.
Okay.
We have a big new building now, and it's beautiful.
A brand new building.
Yeah.
They built it. That's cool.
Yeah, it was just a small $7 to $8 million project.
Oh my goodness! Well, this Whitefish is a very music oriented community.
It really is.
Carrie Klepper and the community stepped up. Slow Burn Records is a big sponsor of the event.
Yeah.
And what a crowd! What a great group of songwriters that were here this week.
Yeah.
And we had an opportunity to interview a bunch of them. Some we didn't. Obviously, you just run out of time.
Yeah.
You know, I would interview the whole world if I could. You know, because
you're a good interviewer.
Oh well, thank you.
I think that passion is a part of the gig of whatever you got going on. If you have a passion for it, you're probably going to be good at it, and you are.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. That's something that it's easy for me to talk to people, right? And so, but sometimes I hear some stories that kind of pluck at my heartstrings, and so. Yeah. But this is a cool place. This store is just cool. How long's the store been here?
I think we're somewhere in the 3-year territory. And the first time that I came in was to do a Christmas set.
Oh, really?
I'd actually been looking to unload some records. Came and talked to the manager and started looking around and was realized that this was a venue as well as being a record store. And I just thought this whole thing almost felt like I mean, might sound strange, but it felt kind of like a temple. Almost. You know? Yeah. It's really cool.
Well, there's some stuff in here that's borders on worship. Some of these albums, some of these artists. You've got some beautiful guitars hanging in here
for sure.
And I'm a big fan of all that.
Yeah,
right?
And it has a good, like as a musician, we're always looking for good acoustics in the rooms that we play in, and I really like the acoustics in here too.
Well, it's not too big. Sometimes the acoustics in some of these, and the older buildings are a little echoey, kind of being inside of a beer can sound, you know. But this building has a very warm tone to it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
and detail.
Cool. Well, let's talk about your music, because you are not only a musician, but you're a teacher. So you're involved with the music school. So what are you teaching?
Well, when you go to work for a music school, they're a lot of times throwing anything at you to fill the calendar. So,
Sure.
I've worked with people who are playing their first note, and I've worked with people who are advanced, that are just wanting to get through a wall that they're bumping up against, and I've had quite a few retirees that have come on, so
Sure.
kids and the
Sure.
whole spectrum of demographic.
So you're talking retirees that come in and want to have lessons of music lessons, like
yeah,
myself.
they wanted to do it all their life, but
Yeah.
now they have the time.
Right. Well, this for me personally, I started 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and started to play. But a couple of things happened to me. One, I think I'm about half tone deaf, so keeping a guitar in tune was tough for me.
Yeah.
And I still have my original guitar my mom bought for me.
Yeah.
It's a Yamaha FG75, and I had the neck reset on it because I thought maybe that'd help. But it's just not a great guitar. It's just a cool guitar. But it's my first, so I've kept it, and I'm glad I still have it.
Some of those old Yamahas are really nice.
They are, some of them. I don't have one of the nice ones. Unfortunately, I wish I did. But 2 years ago, I knew at some point I was gonna retire, and like you say, and need something to do, right? So I don't own a horse anymore. I don't rodeo. I don't rope. But I picked up a rope and a guitar at the same time, and I laid the guitar down and went with the rope and the horses, and I had a lot of fun over the years. Our kids rodeoed. Some of our kids rodeoed, and some of them are musical, but we have no musical talent between the two of us. We have very limited musical talent when it comes to being able to play an instrument.
Yeah.
Miss Shanna's mom was a songwriter, and so. But we love music, and so. But I started to play again, and I play every day. Yeah. I play every day I try and play an hour to 2 hours a day. But as I'm working on podcast episodes, I'll sit in front of the computer and I'll have a guitar in my lap, and I have a small a parlor guitar that it's easy to handle, and I sit in front of the computer and I'll be editing a podcast, and then I'll pluck and play, and so.
Yeah, it's funny because you're talking about the level of talent you have, and as a teacher, I've had these kinds of conversations with a lot of different people.
Sure.
And really, I mean, you never know what you've got until you start mining it,
Sure.
And so a lot of people are pleasantly surprised to find they have way more natural ability and aptitude to learn than they thought.
I think what I've taken 2 lessons. Now, I took some lessons 50 years ago. Mm-hmm. The band teacher taught guitar, and he had I don't remember, I think it was a 12-string Martin, and it was so cool. He'd let me play it, everyone's, and it's had such a rich sound. And so I fell in love with the 12-string. I don't think I'd own a 12-string today. I don't think I'm, but I do love different guitars, and I own a few different brands, but this company's been so good to us. Teton Guitars, and they just take good care of us and give us guitars. And I've played a lot of different guitars models that they have, and I really enjoy them. But I have a couple Fenders as well, but at any rate, I finally took a lesson this spring, a couple lessons, and I thought, you know what, I need to play more so I can be better when I go for my next lesson. And so haven't been back for a while, but the big things that he helped me with was my hand placement, because I have a tendency to mute out those bottom strings with the palm of my hand because I was just the way I was holding. Yeah,
there's a lot of cantankerous detail to it.
And there is. And so I those things, I pay attention to them a little bit more. But I'm never going to be, I'm never planning on ever being a professional musician. So
so I have this friend that I went to a bit of college with by the name of Matt Lyon, lives in Cascade or St. Ignatius. I'm not sure where he's at right now, but this guy was just like smoking hot. Amazing musician. He was in the jazz workshop, and he was able to play all this acoustic stuff that was amazing. And a lot of years went by, and I got in touch with him because I had been teaching down at the Salish Kootenai College the beginning guitar program down there, and I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. So I was going to see if I could get a replacement, and he was close by. So I got in touch with him and had a great conversation with him. And one of the things that stuck with me out of that conversation, Matt said, music is part of our birthright as human beings.
I like that.
You know, just like breathing, you don't have to be good at it to do it.
Right.
To have a right to do it, to have a reason to do it. It's part of being human.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be amazing. You don't have to learn another chord to be valid, enjoying what you got.
Yeah. Well, I listen, I've taken a lot of pleasure out of picking that guitar up and learning. And I probably know, you know, that old 3 chords in the truth story, right? You know, that, and if you know the cowboy chords, you know, C, G, D, E, A minor, you can play a lot of songs.
Yeah.
A lot of songs. So I picked those songs with those chords in mind. I can play an F chord, but I struggle to play the bar chords, so I play the cheater F chord, but it still works for me, right? Yeah. And I can play songs for my kids or my grandkids. I can play songs that I love. You know, I have a handful of songs that I like to play. I'm not good at it, but I'm getting better. Yeah. And I'm just be steady, right? And so, but I like some of those, and I don't sing a lot because my voice. Everybody tells me I have a great voice for the podcast.
Well, you do,
and that, but I don't. It doesn't translate to singing very well. So I've announced a lot of rodeos and ropins and. Well,
I would like to hear Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty impressive. Even I can say that was one of my most impressive musical moments. So
nice.
But anyway, well, so tell me a little bit more about your musical journey, because how long have you been playing the guitar?
I started when I think I was 12. And,
wow.
And before that, we had a family guitar. It was a copy of a Hummingbird, a Gibson Hummingbird. It was a Lyle copy. And so my parents bought that for my brother and sister because they were going to take lessons, and they ended up in lessons with this guy that was a chain smoker, and they didn't want to do it very long, needless to say, So
sure.
That guitar was just sitting, and every now and then I'd pick it up, and I didn't know you had to push down on frets. I'd just strum it, and listen to it. But when I was about 11 or 12, I started picking it up a little more and took lessons and began to really enjoy it. And then somewhere along the line, I saw Phil Keggy, who is a virtuoso, amazing musician. And he's kind of hidden away in the Christian genre,
Okay.
But he was considered by a lot of people to be one of the best in the world. And I definitely identified with him a lot and enjoyed his music so much. And so that put some wind in my sails and made me really want to play. And through the years, a lot of other people have added fuel to that fire. My cousin says I'm easily influenced. So there's a long list of people that have kind of been the influence in all of that. But I think from a writer's standpoint, Bob Bennett, Rich Mullins, Sting, and then people in the country market like John Randall, Alison Krauss, and some of those people that kind of are involved in writing in the country market have been really kind of an inspiration for me too, especially within the last maybe 15 years.
Sure. Well, cool. Well, so have you say you do a little songwriting yourself?
It's a huge part of my life, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that journaling is a really good idea.
Yeah.
And I've just never journaled very well. I write songs instead.
I can relate to that. I write songs in my head, if you will. Some, I'll go, oh, that's a great idea for a song, or that's a great title, or there's been times, and now that we're more involved in the music scene and with the podcast, and we have access to incredible songwriters. I mean, my gosh, the wealth of knowledge just written on the front of this guitar would scare most people to death. Right. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of number ones literally are on there. Yeah. I toy with that idea. Sometime one of these younger songwriters, I'm going to go, okay, sit down with this old dog and try and teach him a new trick, right? Yeah. Let's use these 6 chords I know how to play and can make the changes, and let's sit down and let's write something. I have an idea, and so anyway, it's something that I toy with mentally. But I'm not a journaler either. I do occasionally write some things down, and I have a tendency to literally write things instead of use my phone as a notepad. Yeah. And I think that I like that a little bit more because it's...
Yeah, I've written whatever's handy, like a napkin or scrap of paper.
And our phones are incredibly handy, for making notes. And I use it, and I use it a lot. But as far as something like that, I like to have some ideas that someday I may, venture out a little bit because...
It's good that you write it down. That's one of the things I teach, besides the instruments that I teach, so guitar, bass, ukulele, banjo, and some other things, odds and ends. But arranging and songwriting are part of what I teach too. I feel, honestly, that I'm still learning about these things. It's like the more you see, the more you know how
I've learned a lot. I think we have to keep active as we get older, right? We learn. I spend a lot of time researching artists and their music and try to be prepared when I have interviews with them. Don't always get to know that, I can shoot from the hip, probably as good as most guys, but I don't like to do that if I can avoid it at all costs. I want to listen to their music and have an intelligent conversation with somebody. I interviewed another podcaster by the name of Jared Morris, who's also a songwriter. He recently had a cut with Parker McCullum called Big Sky that he co-wrote with Parker. And but I got to interview him because he does a podcast and he's an artist. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, you're a bit of an enigma. It's hard to find much information about you on the internet. And he said, what's the point in having a conversation if I already know everything, right about someone? Right. Which is true. Yeah. But I love that you're a multiple instrument guy. I have 8 guitars hanging in my office and 2 ukuleles. Nice. I can't play a single thing on a ukulele. We got those for Miss Shanda so she could learn how to play them and play to her grandkids, right? Yeah. That has
everything on the guitar applies to the ukulele. It's the first 4 strings of the guitar. The only thing that's different is that it's like having a capo on the 5th fret.
Okay.
So all the chords that can be played. The first 4 strings of them can be played on a ukulele, and you can go to town and have fun.
Okay, see, I learned something new today, and thank you, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was worth the price of admission right there, because I had no idea. Yeah. And I really don't fully understand the capo either. Because one of my favorite songs is an artist is Lyle Lovett, but Lyle's front porch song. But, Lyle plays everything like on the 7th fret. He plays kind of, and I struggle with that, getting that down there. But so I just move it back up where I'm comfortable and play. And I don't really totally understand.
It's got to be right for your voice, too.
Yeah, so yeah.
Find the sweet spot.
Which, once again, I don't sing a lot. Mm-hmm. Years of chewing Copenhagen didn't help my voice much, right?
Maybe it did, because you sound great, man.
Well, I appreciate that. As a talker, singing's a whole nother story. Yeah. So, but Miss Shanda thinks that I sing okay, and she stuck around for 44 years.
That counts the most.
So that's the important part.
There you go.
Well, Tim, this has been fun. Once again, this is such a cool venue. Hats off to the owners of this business that made the decision to throw up a vinyl record store. You know,
Yeah.
as a kid, the record stores, we used to love to go to the record stores. It's called the Brass Ear in Idaho Falls, Idaho. But the back of it was the head shop, you know, so you could go in the back and you were like, wow, they had the neon, or I mean, not the neon, but the black lights and the black light posters, and then of course all the pipes and all the stuff that was forbidden, right? You weren't supposed to look at that stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, this is it's a pleasure to work here, and I felt that same way. You know, first time I walked in, it was like, this is like no other record store that I've been to.
yeah.
And the Colbys that own it have very good taste, and the way that they've done it is really cool. So yeah.
Well, once again, it is very cool, and I'm glad we got the opportunity to come here and check it out, and it brings back lots of memories as we look through the bins and see a lot of the old music, and we still we still own a lot of our old vinyl.
Yeah.
Not all of it. I don't know what happened to some of it, but as we go home, but as we look through here, I saw the Dark Side of the Moon, and 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 of course we grew up. My rebellious, I used to listen to Alice Cooper, which used to drive my dad crazy. my parents had a great vinyl collection, and we're not sure where it ended up. We don't know if it ended up because they're both gone, but if it ended up at the garage sale when we cleaned out their house, or if my brother has it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they don't listen to music. I need to go find it and get it back.
Yeah.
And I need a good turntable one of these days. So
yeah, how to find it is the question.
Yeah, that's the question. And there was some great stuff in there. Eddie Arnold and Sonny James, and just that old classic.
Yeah.
Music. So
yeah, I found a bunch of my dad's records recently. It was like, oh, I thought these went out with the family purge, and here you had One Piece at a Time was my dad's favorite record, and he must have played that song thousands.
Did Johnny Cash the Cadillac?
Yeah,
my dad loved that song too.
Yeah, he would just play it.
He'd just
get up and the song would get done. He'd get up and he'd move the needle and start it again.
Oh yeah. Well, but you think back when we were kids, that you had to buy the whole damn album. You couldn't. That's the one good thing about streaming is that I can go pick the song and listen to it and put it on repeat and not have to adjust the needle and listen to it scratch and.
Right.
But anyway, lots of good memories, all associated with music. These are the the soundtracks to our lives that are. As you go through, Shenda just was digging through there and she pulled out that Bread album.
Yeah.
I loved that album growing up, and I think I still have a Bread album. Oh, that's right. The vinyl's missing. Yeah. Which I don't know how that happens, but it does.
Make you a screaming deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, Tim, this has been fun. Thank you so much. Will you play us a song?
I'd be happy to.
What are you going to play? Something you wrote?
So, I wrote this song as a gift for my aunt when she was turning 90.
Oh, cool.
And she had a ceramic shop here in for anybody that's from this region, they've driven past Dalen Ceramics. It was one of the coolest ceramic shops in the region, and she was a really cool lady. She had a lot of depth, but a lot of color too,
Sure.
So she and my dad grew up on the east side of Montana in a little town called Saco. It, they call it the High Line, the highway that goes across the top of the state.
Sure.
And it goes, when you get far enough over, it's Havre, Malta, Saco.
Okay, so I've not been to Saco, but I've been to Havre.
Yeah.
I've been to Havre and I've been to Malta, but not to Saco.
Yeah, so they grew up there, and then they all gravitated toward Whitefish. So I usually play this song down a little bit.
There's a capo right here if you need one.
No, I mean, down lower. I tune my guitars down lower.
Okay,
I think I can handle it.
Okay, you do. Yeah, you do what fits.
Okay. So, her name is Ethelyn Dalen, and this is called "Beautiful Dreams." Far off in the distance, light on the horizon, and that little prairie girl. She walks the fence line through the seasons where you lived in a different world. So funny how time goes with light speed motion. Sometimes it seems like yesterday. And all along the way, things that matter most have stayed. The lesser things just fade away. You loved a husband and 2 small boys. They grew into a family tree. Time passing by in a string of years. These pearls are there for you to see. In memories and beautiful dreams. The splash of color that came here with you is a beauty wisdom fires in the kiln. The hands that poured the molds and removed the seams turn the Bible pages to mine the truth therein. So funny how each season has its own wonder, like eternity snuck in a scene. The sunset of a chapter, the dawning of another, and everything in between. Flowers painted on bowls and vases, gold and silver and deep purple dreams. Time passing by in a string of years. These pearls are there for you to see. I want to take some time, a cup of coffee, and hear the secrets only you can tell. I've been drawn deeper into a kingdom I can feel because of secrets you told me. Time passing by in a string of years. These pearls are there for you to see. Flowers painted on plates and saucers, spread throughout the family. Memories and beautiful dreams. Oh, memories and beautiful dreams. Memories and beautiful dreams.
Wow. Thank you. That's so pretty. That was a beautiful and a cool story. Put your autograph on that for me, will you? If you can find a spot left, we're gonna have to go get us a new guitar. I have had one other guy sign the guitar there, which is cool. Thank you so much. What a fun deal.
Yeah,
well, Tim, thank you. Man, this has been a blast. We look forward to being back and seeing you again. And we got your contact info now. And
so nice to meet you.
Appreciate you guys. And
yeah. Seriously.
So, okay.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're sure welcome. Hey, from Musical Miles Podcast, I'm your host, Byron Duffin, here with my friend Tim Torgerson at Slow Burn Records in Whitefish, Montana. We'll see you somewhere down the road. Adios for now. Thanks. This episode is brought to you by Tin Hall, Western style with an edge, bold design, fearless attitude, and boots that make a statement. Discounts available when you click our sponsor link at musicalmilespodcast.com.